All right. The next thing we're going to be doing is to build a function that would help us add all the necessary links. Like the sidebar that contains relevant links in the website. We're going to be creating a function that helps us do these things. All right. So function, what do we call this? Account links. Account links. Do that. Do that. So I think, how do we go about this? Let's start by grabbing the user's name and his privilege level. Okay, maybe I take a minute to explain how this account link is going to work. This function is going to have all the links on the system, but if you remember correctly what I mentioned in one of the previous videos, there are basically 3 users to this system, and each user has his or her access level. What a student can access is different from what an instructor can access, and it's very different from what the admin can access. They have different powers as their responsibilities on the system are different. You don't expect a student, for example, to be able to see an option to create a new exam, or an option to add a question or delete a question from the system, or delete an exam. No, a student shouldn't be able to do that. So what I've done is that, or rather what we're going to do is that this function is actually going to have all of this information, all of the links that is going to appear on the side, on the sidebar, but using the user's access level, will be able to limit whatever each user sees strictly by their access level. I hope it makes sense. Well, just follow me through this. I'm sure you're going to understand once we start coding it. So let's start by grabbing the username. $username equal to $_session. Grab that. Sorry. And the name of that session, if you remember, is username, user_name. So grab this, end with a semicolon right here, and do the same for access level for this for the user's access level. Let me paste this off here and just edit stuff. Privilege, I'm gonna call this privilege, and this once created would be called access. There's supposed to be one more C right here. Cool. Alright, next off we're gonna make build our first query in this system. So far, I'm so sorry guys, I'm so tired, yawning crazily. It's been a long day. Well, I just have to complete this video, even though it's gonna be lengthy. God give me the strength to. Alright, we are going to build our first query at this point, and this query is going to help us go through the username table. You remember one of the tables we created, the first one actually. We're going to go through that table and check if we're gonna grab our users access level from that place, from that database, and also confirm that the username exists on the table. So once we have this detail, we can compare what we grabbed of the database with what we've collected from these sessions that we just created to know. Well guys, I feel so tired. I think I need to take a break. Can you excuse me for a minute? I will be right back. Alright guys, okay, we should build that query right away. So this is gonna be in a variable called results equal to, so mysql underscore query. Cool. Alright, so here we'll be selecting everything. Select everything from usernames. Hope you guys still remember that table. It's right here. Stay with me. Usernames. So we are going to select everything from this table. Okay. Where the username field, username is equal to okay, now is equal to this username that we grabbed right here. So it's equal to, put this in single quotes, dollar username is a problem, username, if I can spell this correctly. Okay, so we're selecting everything from the usernames table, where the username is equal to this variable that contains our username session. Alright, nice. So we don't forget to end this with a semicolon. Now once we've grabbed this, we can now check to see the number of rows that get returned. If we get back a row, it means the username that well, we definitely should get back one row, because there can only be just one instance of every username. You can't have like Ike twice in the usernames database. It's not possible. Just one user can use a specific name, so it's definitely going to return one in as much as that user is logged into the system. If the user is not logged in the first place, he won't be able to access this. But for the sake of check, to just make sure that things are alright, we can still put that. We'll check if it's equal to 1, because it's definitely equal to 1, but we can still just put that. So we're going to check if it returns a row, and also if the user's privilege is equal to 1, because what we are going to do right now is, from this point onwards, we are going to start building these links separately. Like for the admin, if the access level is equal to 1, because the access for admin is 1, once an admin gets registered, he's given an access level of 1. And so if access level is equal to 1, these are the links that get displayed. If access level is equal to 2, we now display the other links that instructors can't see. Then if access level is equal to 3, we finally display links that exam candidates can see. Hope you guys understand, but not to fear. Should, in case you don't understand, not to fear. Just follow me. Just follow me. You would definitely understand as we work on this together. Okay, so okay, if we type this out, okay, now if my SQL number of rows, this is what we're gonna use. What we're gonna use to get the number of rows that are affected by this query. So if num rows of this query result is equal to 1, which definitely should be 1, and our privilege from here, copy this off. Our privilege is equal to 1, meaning that, maybe I just put some comment up here. So is our admin links. So privilege equal to 1, meaning that the user logged in is an admin. We can now echo out the following. Alright, so I'm gonna create a div. I'll close this off. Did I do that? What the hell is wrong with me? Div. Gonna create a div. Give this div a class of main nav. Okay, so just stay with me, guys. Let me type this out. Class equal to main underscore navigation. Pull this down. Put this in a bit. Okay, so now this div should contain our links, but before then, let's give this a little bit of header so that we know exactly what we are doing. Put this in a h3 will do. H3 tag, h3. So the first link we are creating is to manage examiners. Manage now this is the link, or this block rather, will give us options like to view the examiners registered on the system and to also create new examiners. So this block here should contain those links. Alright, I'm choosing to do this block by block. You can choose any style you prefer, but this is for how I want to do it for right now. Okay, so what we're gonna do is to use another list to create the individual links. So I'll create a UL tag and close this off. Close another link. Cool. Pull this down and then create its list items and close li. Definitely we're gonna wrap whatever we have in this item in anchor tags, so close anchor tag here, anchor tag href. Now this first link is actually the link that helps us view examiners on the system, so this href should be going to, now all of these files have not yet been created, but in time we're going to create them and you know exactly how it works. So this should be going to view examiners.php, works fine, equal to view examiners.php. It's beautiful. So now that we have this wrapped around, we can create a span. Close this off. A span that contains what the user sees. So span, give it a class of say li. We'll create this class once we start our styling, our CSS styling. It's just to help us style this a little bit more. Okay, let me see that this should be view examiners, right? Yeah, let's view examiners. What's this? Cool. View examiners. Alright, and this, what I'm gonna do is to copy this, copy and paste. I'm way too lazy to type this all over again, so from this we can just create the next tag, and the next tag is the tag that helps us to create a new examiner on the system. So all we need to do is to change this href to new examiner. Should be singular since you create one person at a time, and then we change this add new examiner will do. So add new examiner. So that's beautiful. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Too bad we can't test this yet, so you're just gonna be patient with me. Let's keep building. Then once we start creating our pages, index page for example, you see how these things display on the system, and then we can also style. But for right now, we're just gonna keep building these functions. Okay, I think it's wise for me to just copy the whole of this block, because I'll be using these blocks more often. Right now we should go over to the next block, and the next block is gonna be that which helps us manage exams, do stuff like view created exams, create a new exam, and things like that. Remember that everything we are doing right now is as those that affect the admin. So all the options you're gonna see are duties of the administrator. Alright, okay, I'll paste this over here. This stays the same. This H3 is gotta change. Okay, so I think we're gonna manage exams. Manage exams. So now our first list item should be leading. Okay, we should be able to view created exams, and basically that should be our index page. So this should be index.php. This should be view created exams. Cool, that's all right. And the next link should be that which gives us an option to pull this up a bit, an option to add a new exam onto the system. So this href should lead us to new exams.php. Yeah, new exam works.php. we change this to create new exam. Alright, yeah, so create new exam. Cool. I will be needing one more link. This has much more than 2 options, this very block. So the third link is that which gives us an option to view our instructions on every course. I don't know if you watched the introductory part of this video. It shows you all of the options that are available on the system. I don't know. If you haven't, you should go back and watch that video, because it's going to explain to you what this view instruction does. Every exam has instructions that instructors would want students to know before starting that exam. Uh, this option here lets you see the instructions that an instructor have added onto an examination. Okay, now this link is going to be designed a little bit different from the others, so I'd want you guys to follow me on this one. The href, it's going to be leading to a page called course list. Now we are going to use this page we're going to use it often, more often than not, course list. But whenever we use it, it's going to lead, it's just like a passageway, it's going to lead to another page. I think what I should do is to show you guys a little bit of example. Where is that completed project, so we can see how this works. Let's localhost. Localhost / this CBT index. What is that? Guys, please excuse me, I need to fix up something, and so you just excuse me for a minute. Alright guys, I'm sorry, I just had a little bit of bug from my previous project that I needed to fix. Okay, I think we are up and running now. I'm gonna sign in as, if I remember correctly, my username for the admin is Ike, and password login. Alright, now these are the links that we are creating presently. We first of all created this manage examinations, and we are presently creating this view created exams, create new exams, then view course instructions. This is what I'm working on presently. Like I was explaining earlier, once you click on view course instructions, it brings you to this course list page. Now if you look at this URL, it's built differently. It has, I'm sorry, review instructions, it has some more attributes added to it. Like look at this ref, had something assigned to it, another address. Now this is the real view instruction page, but you have to come through this course list page, because if you want to view instructions, you can't just see everything at the same time, all the instructions added. It doesn't make sense. So you pick the course you want to view instructions on. If for example I pick this, I get the instructions added to DBMS as a course, or if I pick HTML5, I get the instructions added differently. So that's exactly what you're trying to do here. So once you click on this view instructions link, it should be able to go to the list of courses, go to that page. Then from that page you go back into the instructions and get instructions for the specific course which the user clicks on. Hope you guys understand that. Now how do we achieve this? On the URL we are going to add additional stuff, like say for example would add this reference. Which page do we want to be referred to from this list of courses? So this should lead us to the real view instruction page, VIW instructions .php. Then we'll be needing one more variable on this URL. That should be our page title. Since we are using the same page over and over, we should make the title dynamic so it can reflect whatever we are doing at the moment. So page title, go to, let's see, select a course and view added instructions. I want to change all of this to small cap view. Cool. So this is everything that we need to do on this URL. I'm just hoping you guys understand what exactly I'm trying to say building this stuff like this. Maybe I back up for a minute and re-explain so that you understand. Now, unlike the previous links, it just goes straight to the page we want to call, but this link now, we are trying to view instructions, and there are a number of courses added to the system. Although we see what, well, the number of courses added to the system, we can't just pull off all of the instructions on various courses from the database. It makes no sense. We should be able to pull them based on the course that they were added onto. Now, what I've done is that instead of just going to the view instructions page directly, I created an intermediate page that has a list of all the courses on the system, that pulls off a list of all the courses. We are going to create all of these pages in time and you'd understand, but for right now, just bear in mind that this page pulls off all the courses on the system, and then once you click on a specific course, it now pulls off instructions for that course. So until you click on this link that leads to this page, no, until you click on a page that is on this course list, until you click on a course that is on this page, course list page, you can't see the instructions. If you guys understand. Well, if you don't, just hang in there for me, you'll understand eventually. All right. So I think we should move on. All right, so what we need to do is now change this to view course instructions. Let's go. All right, and that's it for this block. I know it was a lot to take in, but just hang in there, guys. You'll understand eventually. Let me copy this up. We'll need it for the next block.